Good afternoon, one and all. Pratibha College of Commerce and Computer Studies, in association with Arts and Humanities, Department of Political Science, has designed and developed an add-on course on fundamental rights. Today, let us focus on some of the points which are really important. I, Professor Rebecca, presenting before you. The topic is fundamental rights or the rights for the citizens, which are really important in 21st century. So let us have a look towards it. Today, we are going to focus on the 6 fundamental rights. The first one is right to equality, second, right to freedom, then we will look after that is right to freedom of religion, culture and education rights and rights to constitutional remedies. So these 6 fundamental rights which will help you to nurture and develop the qualities of being a good citizen. So let us focus on it. Yes, so here if you see that is right to equality. Now, right to equality is the most important aspects in our culture as everybody needs equal rights. Yes, children? So if you focus over here, that is right to equality is one of the most important rights from the 6th, that is the Indian Constitution. It includes right for before law, prohibition and discrimination on the grounds of race, religion, gender, class, birth. So all the citizens over here, if you focus on the main point, that is what are fundamental rights. So the rights which are given, which are very essential for an individual or for the citizen of the country to have equality. Equality before law, equality being as a citizen, caste, race, creed, place of birth of place and religion. If you see, these are the important and essential aspects in our society. So every individual has the right to choose his or her own occupation, to choose his or own interest. You can be a doctor, you can be a interior designer, you can be anything as you wish, children. So that is the basic thing, that is your right. So first point is that right to equality. So all are equal before the law. There is no concept of rich and poor. Yes, if you see a child who is there, he or she also has the right to take education. So fundamental rights are given by the Constitution, by the Indian Constitution. Yes. So this is very important that we should get equal opportunities whenever it comes for the jobs or for education. Okay. So all these are very necessary. Then only we will be called as a good citizen of the country. So the rich person or the poor person, all are equal before the law. Okay. So there is no discrimination before law. So make this understand that what is fundamental rights, which are very really important for each and every citizen of the country, that he, she, whoever it might be, can practice, can accept any religion, can have their own interest, they have right to freedom, they have right to speak. Yeah. So all these are very important as a citizen of the country. So why we need to study this? Why? Because this is very important as you're living in 21st century. We should be aware of what is our right. Okay, as a citizen, the country is responsible for our personal, professional growth and development, which is really important. So fundamental rights are the basic rights which are given to human beings, that is the human rights for each and every citizen. It is guaranteed to provide it might be of any caste, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. So not at all particular caste is being concentrated. The overall is the citizen of the country should be living happily. That is most important thing. They're applied without any discrimination. So without any discrimination, if you see that the basic things are being provided of a citizen, which are very important. Your position, your status, that is not being mean. What is important over here? As a citizen of the country, what are your rights? Okay, so you might be of any caste, you might be of any religion, that doesn't matter, children. Here, what is the most important thing is that the country is providing you, that is the constitutional right, that is a basic right, that is right to equality. You can see in Article 14 to 18. There is no discrimination between gender, caste, or the birthplace. So no one can pinpoint that is you belong to this category, you belong to this caste. No. So there are no barriers between it. That is purely as a citizen of the country, you might be belonging to any type, any gender. So, but before law, everybody is equal, children. Everybody. Okay. So here if you see that in the first slide, you can see the meaning of it. That is what are fundamental rights, why it is essential for the individual. Yes. So this is what you can nurture into your daily life also. So it is important to give equality, equal rights. You have sharing of equal. Your mother, if she's preparing food, she's not going to give half of the part, only like few of the part to your brother or sister. She will equally divide it. As a mother, yes, she has equal, love and care and affection towards both the siblings. So there is nothing like, separating it into a major part or a minor part. Okay. So this constitution has given you the right. So you should be aware of what are your rights as a citizen of the country. Okay. The next part is that these are the most important to see that these rights to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, culture and education rights, right to constitutional remedies. Okay, so if you see right to equality, that is Article 14 to 18, you can say that Indian Constitution has said that before the law, everybody is equal. The person might be at a very high position, okay, or the person might be at a low position. There is nothing the position or caste or status. It is purely according to that is the Article 14 to 18 states that there is equality before law. If a great person or great leader is there, if he or she has committed any crime, so they are also being abided, that is they can be behind bars. Okay, so there is nothing like that rich people are being escaped and the poor people are like being caught. So it is nothing like that. Before law, the constitution has stated that before law everybody is equal. When it comes to giving justice and equality, everybody are equal before the law. The next one, if you see that right to equality, if you see Article 14, which states it gives you equal protection by the country. So we all are protected by the, yes, by the country. Yes or no? Because we have defense force, we have navy, we have army. So all these are very important. One more thing that is in right to equality, abolition of untouchability, which has been stated in Article 17. In Article 17 of the Constitution says that they abolish the practice of untouchability, which is really a punishable crime, children. Abolition of untouchability is very important as because we Indian society is totally an orthodox and we still follow the traditional means and ways. So here we should stop such type of practices which are really very harmful for our society. That is, Article 17 of the Constitution says that there should be no such kind of things, that untouchability should come. He, she, whoever it is there should not, they are untouchable. They are belonging to a particular lower caste and upper class section. Nothing are being stated before the law. As it comes to the constitutional rights, there is nothing, children, that is untouchability which should be followed in our country, which is stated under Article 17. Completely abolish it of the, there should be no practice of untouchability. A person, for example, if a person is very poor and he, she, whoever it is, who is suffering because of untouchability, okay, so the person who is troubling or making harm to that poor person who is untouchable, that person will be caught behind the bars. Okay, so it is a punishable law. You cannot treat or do discrimination between people, which is really very punishable offense by the country, which is being stated under Article 17. Over here, one more is there, that is the abolition of titles. Now, if you can see, that is abolition of titles under Article 18. So, the foreign titles which are there in Article 18 of the Constitution, we have prohibited and state from the conferring any titles. Citizen of India cannot have the titles from a foreign state, which is also been stated. Next one, right to freedom. Now, right to freedom, if you see, you have the right to express yourself, which is being stated in Indian Constitution, that is right to freedom, Article 19 to 22, that is freedom to speech, express yourself. You can acquire any type of profession. You can choose your own occupation. That right is being given to each and every citizen of the country. So as you think that you want to write an article on women empowerment, you want to write an article regarding discrimination in the society, caste system, you can write an article, you can express your opinion, you can express in written form, or you can speak it. Okay, so that is what it is very important, that is freedom, right to freedom. This gives you the confidence of speaking up. This gives you that awareness to tackle the things, as right to freedom gives you a lot of expressions towards it. Your own opinion can be put forward, which is really important. Each and every individual has the right to put on their own personal views. Okay, so this is very important when you when you order something from out, that is from Zomato, Swiggy, so many things which are going on. So when you give an order, they have a review section. Okay, there the content is written, that is the review. So what is your opinion about so and so restaurant? So you people put on your opinion on that. It was good, it was bad, how according to your uh, according to your wish. Like, it is your opinion. If you find it very interesting, the food is tasty, you put on. But if the food is not good, you can just react, you can just type your view over there. So these small things are very important, children, in our life. Okay, so if you see that when you express yourself, your emotions, yes, your psychologically, whatever you're thinking about it, whatever rectification can be made about it. So this comes into a very important session, that is the right to freedom gives you to express your own opinion, which is really very important. So right to freedom and speech and expression, which are really very important. We like to express ourselves. We don't like to keep secrets, something in our to us only. But over here, they have told that is right to freedom means that you can speak. If you find that so and so government is not working in an appropriate way, so you can put on your views over it. If you want to know more about human rights, You can write the letters, you can write emails, you can talk to the fellow. So all these are what it gives you. It has not been given by the government, or it has not been given by any political leader. It is being given by our holy book, that is the Indian Constitution, which is really very important, children. So your right to express yourself, right to put on your opinion, which is very important. So right to freedom and article 20, which gives, that is stated, can impose reasonable restrictions on the group of security of the state, friendly relations with foreign states, public order, we can have morality. So all these are what this is offences article, which says in article 20. Article 21 deals with the protection of life and personal liberty. So your personal liberty matters a lot. Okay. So here, that is what you are free to stay anywhere in our country. We don't need passport to go within, like if you want to roam, like if you want to go for the trips and everything within India, I'm talking about. So you're free to go anywhere in India. You don't need a passport within India, right? So that is your personal liberty, your personal space you need. You can go from Maharashtra, you can go to Gujarat. From Gujarat, you can go to, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, anywhere, children. So that is your personal liberty, which is being given as a citizen of the country. Then comes towards the Article 21A, states that is free and compulsory education to all the children. This is also their freedom. Yes. So this is also their freedom, that is all the children who are aged, that is 6 to 14 years old children, has right to what? To take education, which is really important. But because of some circumstances, because of some financial problem or family matters, most of them can say that these children who are below poverty line cannot have, like most of them, they are not being provided with education. So what about them, children? Okay, as country has stated, as the constitution has stated, that is article 21A is for free and compulsory education. But what about the population, below poverty line population, who cannot feed the children day to day life? So what about those children? So here government has initiated, that is free of cost, providing them all the necessary things, that is stationery, shoes, bags, uniforms. Okay, even midday meal is being started. Yes, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. These schemes are being allotted by the government. That is what children can come, they get encouragement, they get motivation. Okay, and then they get also free of cost food to eat in the school itself. So because of such kind of things, most of the children, they started visiting, they started going to the schools, as their basic necessities are being provided. As you know, basic necessities are food, clothing and shelter, and now education and luxury things. But education has always been the major and important aspects which we have focused a lot. As because if you see the children who are there, or even those children who are being dropped out of the schools, they should have interest to come back to school and take education. So government has started with Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, midday meal schemes, scholarships, concessions. So all these are being to encourage those students to come to schools and take education. Yes, as a future of the society, as a future of the country, it is very important that the children who are there, who are underprivileged and below poverty line, should get free and compulsory education. Then we'll see, that is Article 22. So Article 22 says that every individual has right and freedom to put forward their opinion. Now, anybody cannot deal with the protection against arrest and detention. Unless and until you have been proved guilty, you cannot be put behind the bars, right? So, Article 22 states that it gives you protection against arrest. No one can catch you like this and send you into jail. This is what it is very important to know, that deals with the protection against the detention and arrest. Then we'll focus on the next point. That is, you can see in the picture, right against exploitation. The small children are being forced. The small children are being forced to work, which is really against, okay. So right against exploitation, which is says in Article 23 to 24, 23 deals with the prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labors. Now small children are being forced to work in, hazardous environment, which is very dangerous for their health. Mentally, physically, everything, they're suffering a lot because of the poverty, because of population, so many problems we are dealing with. So how to overcome with these problems? So right against exploitation, which is being given by Indian Constitution, says that we should stop doing using the child labor. We cannot force a child to work for 8 hours. There are some people who are being forced to work till night. Yes. So prohibition of traffic in human beings. So the human trafficking is being done. Small children from India are being, exported towards other countries. Why? To make them work over there. And they work in such kind of chemical factories, which are really very harmful for their, some of them have got lungs cancer. So such kind of people, they force these small kids, under 8 children, to work. You can see in the picture children over here, which is being put. So which is very dangerous, as it is against the law. You cannot force small children to work. So Article 23, which deals with the prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labors, which is against the rule. So Constitution of India has provided this, that is in Article 23, that not a single child shall suffer or being forced to have labor work as because of their age, because they did not have that much of capability. Rather than doing work, they need to go to school, which is really very important. Then we'll focus on Article 24. Now, Article 24, that is also been stated, that is prohibition of employment of children in factories. Now small children are being forced to work in factories, which is really a dangerous future we can see towards it, because most of the children are not going to school. They are being forced to work, as because their family life, five children are there, one person who is earning, they are being forced to work. They don't have food, clothing and shelter, which is basic necessities. So there is no other option. But as the government has stated, that is prohibition. That is, not a single child or not a single person who is underage is not at all allowed to work in the factories, chemical factories, which release lots of smokes, which creates air pollution. So why small children are being forced to work over here? That might be their personal, they are suffering because of their personal life, as they don't have that much of financial stability, they don't have food to eat. So government has initiated, that is, they have told most of the NGOs, that is non-governmental organizations, to come forward and fight for them. So you and me can help these poor children to grow up. So Article 23 and 24 deals with right against exploitation. The next one you can see is right to freedom of religion. So each and every individual is important. That person might be of any religion, any caste, okay, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, anybody. We feel that we are one. Yes, children, it has a sense of nationalism within us. We develop as we belong to any one country. For suppose when you go to foreign, okay, when you go to Dubai, when you go towards Australia or New York, anywhere you go, and if you find an Indian person, you feel so happy. Yes, even though if you go out of Pune and you see that uh, you visit any other places which are there. For example, when you go to Kolhapur and you are native of Pune, okay, you're a local light over here in Pune, but when you go for some work in Kolhapur and when you find a person who is from Pune, you feel so nice that this person belongs to my city. You know? So this feeling of oneness, unity, equality, so all these are being a sense of nationalism which is being in our mind, in our heart, in our soul. We can feel it. So right to freedom of religion, that is right to freedom of religion gives all the religion, that is you are free to accept any type of religion. You can accept any religion. There is, you can have a choice. If you want to be Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, you can choose anything. As a citizen of the country, the constitution has nowhere written to follow only one any particular religion. Okay, they have told that is it is your choice as a citizen of the country. It is your choice. Right to freedom of religion is given to each and every individual children. You me can follow any religion. If you feel that I want to celebrate Christmas, if I want to celebrate Diwali, I want to celebrate Eid, any kind of festival, any kind of religion you can follow. There are no restrictions towards it. If you feel I want to get converted, you can choose your own religion. So this is what under article 25 you can say that right to religion has given to and every individual. Article 25, which deals with, that is you're free to have profession. You can choose any religion, you can practice, you can perform pujas, you can perform prayers, whatever you feel like accepting any kind of particular religion. You, if you're getting influence about it, you can accept it. If you want to preach your religion, you can preach your religion to the society. Okay, it has been stated article 25. Then comes to the article 26, deals with freedom to manage the religious affair. So all type of religious affairs which comes under the charity or collection of money or temples, churches, gurudwaras, masjid, whatever it is there, the managing, that is the religious affairs are being managed. Then come towards article 27, deals with the freedom as to payment of taxes from promotion of any particular religion. You can give your charity money, that as you get a receipt that is this you have been given charity, so your taxation will resume, that will be decreased. So that is also provision done by the Indian Constitution. Then comes article 28. Article 28 deals with freedom as to attendance at religious instructions or religious worship in certain educational institutions. So, as the citizen of the country, that is your right to choose your own religion, to practice, to worship. You can have educational institutions, minorities, educational institutes are being formed. Yes, so if at all any particular religion is there, they want to establish their own institution, minority institution, or any particular caste or any particular religion, they can have their own educational institutions as it has been stated under article 28. Then if you see that the culture and educational rights. So cultural and education rights, you can see in the slides. Cultural and education rights, which gives that is protection of language, script, culture of minorities. Now minorities, if you see in our country, minority like Jain, Christian, so these people, Muslims, Parsis, so all these minority people, those who are there, their rights are also being preserved, children. Under Article 29, which has been stated that they can follow their own religion, they can have their own community, they can have their own celebrations, they can come together, they can focus on their own aspects, that is, they can enjoy living into our country. As you see that unity in diversity, we have all types of religion, children. Yes, so being over there, so we can follow any culture of minorities which we have it, we can accept it, which we can follow it, and it will be protected by the constitution. So Indian constitution has given right to the minorities people to live a life in a peaceful way. Okay, minorities means the number of the percentage of that community is very less. It's Parsi, Jain, Christian, Muslim. So these minority people, they also have some of the other scholarships. They have concessions. They can come forward and establish their own, community welfare centers. So these are being provided by the constitution itself. Then comes that is Article 30. Article 30 deals with the right of minorities to establish and manage educational institutions. So as belonging to minority group, that community can establish and manage their own educational institutions. So in India, minority people can come together and establish their own educational institutions. Okay, so that right is being given by the Indian constitution to them. So which is very, very important that as the number is very less, but though the number is very less, the constitution has made this into a very important state that even though they are in few numbers, but they should also have equal opportunities, equal rights, and they should enjoy their ways. So which is very, very important as we have lot of population. The population belongs to different kind of culture, traditions, customs, rituals, but still we call ourselves as one. Yes, as Indian. So feeling proud that to be an Indian is the most important thing, children. So this is what we need to focus on, that is these fundamental rights or the citizens of the rights which are very important to preach, practice. So each and every individual of the country is very important. Their culture, their customs, their traditions, which are being accepted. You cannot ban those people to stop spreading their own culture. Even they have the right. They have the right to come forward and have equal opportunities and stand and make their own growth and development. So which is very important that our culture, our education system, which also focused on our growth and development of our country. So these basic things which you feel are really very important in future. So educational and cultural rights which deals under Article 29 to 30, which says that is the protection towards minorities and they can establish their own educational institutions. Here you can see the next point is right to constitutional remedies. Now, what do you think that right to constitutional remedies is about? Now, if you focus, that is which stated under Article 32 to 35, which says that to all the citizens, remember this, to all the citizens, it is nowhere written rich and poor or any particular caste, to all the citizens of the country. So those who are the citizen of the country, they have right to empower themselves, they have right to speak, they have right to opportunity, they have right to take education, freedom. If at all these rights are not being fulfilled, so what to be done now? That also the constitution has made it important, that is what to be done next. Yes, so right to constitutional remedies are very important. Now the citizen of the country can move to the court, to the law, and ask justice and equality if all the above things are not being provided children. That means right to equality, right to freedom, right to freedom of religion, culture, education rights. If at all these rights are not being provided properly or you're not getting equal rights, what to be done now then? So one more solution before you is the right to constitutional remedies. So right to constitutional remedies, if you see, there are 25 courts in our country. There are 25 high courts in our country. We have one Supreme Court which is at Delhi. So each and every state has their own court, that is which is being seen. So 25 high courts and one Supreme Court. So they deal in such kind of cases where all the citizens can ask for justice, equality. They can ask that all the citizens can move to the court of law if any of the following are not being fulfilled. So if you feel that the person is not getting right to freedom, okay, so they can move towards the court. As I told you, there are 25 courts in India, high courts I'm talking about. And there is one Supreme Court at Delhi. And rest of you see, if you're staying in Maharashtra, you have at High Court over there, yes, there are divisions. That is the subordinate court, the local court, or you can call it a subordinate court, district court, high court, and Supreme Court. So all these stages are there. Why the law is there? Why it is a bind? Why? Because if at all the right to freedom has not been fulfilled of a citizen, right to equality against exploitation. So at that time, it should not happen like that. All the citizens should get equal rights. So there is no discrimination before the law, rich or poor. So which is really important to focus on, that all the rights are being provided equally and enjoys equal opportunities and equality before the law, which is really important, that cannot be denied, that you belong to a particular religion so you will not get justice. It's not like that. You are the citizen of the country. You have the right to put on your opinion, put on the, yes. So here if you see, yes. So here if you see that right to constitutional remedies, so all these are the remedies before you. To put forward your own opinion, you're free to express, no one can stop you. Yes, so freedom of right, religion, if at all you find that I as an individual, as a citizen of the country, am not able to have freedom of right, which is under Article 19 of Indian Constitution. I'm not able to express myself. I'm not able to speak. So in that time, if at all any crime or any injustice has happened to you, you can come forward and speak for yourselves. So this is what which is really important as a citizen of the country, that you should get justice, you should get equality, which is being stated in Indian Constitution. So right to speak is that is from your birth. If you're born in India, automatically as a citizen of the country, all the above things which are being stated are assured and guaranteed, given by the Indian Constitution to its citizens. Yes. Then we'll see, that is these Article 32, that you can move to Supreme Court if at all your rights are being detained or it is not being fulfilled, or you feel that you have not got justice. High Court, Supreme Court. Supreme Courts give all types of decisions That is, you will get justice, as it has been stated. That is, justice can be delayed, but justice cannot be denied. Yes? So this is what the main root or the main pillar of our constitution is, the judicial system, which plays a very vital role in giving justice, equality to each and every citizen of the country, children. So this is the most important thing that you should be aware of. So here we'll come to an end, children. There are some references. You can search on these references links which I've given. And I have put forward two questions before you. That is, what do you mean by rights? And state the importance of rights. So these two questions, you have to focus on these two questions and write down the answers. Thank you so much, everybody, for giving your valuable time. And thank you once again for giving this opportunity. And I hope so the concept of fundamental rights is being clear with you people. Thank you so much.